Aloha, I'm Jim Kimo West.
And I'm Michael Whalen, and we're going to talk about our new album, Two Shores. I met you at NAMM.
Right, at NAMM, yeah.
And I said, I have this idea. We should do music together. And you know, you have these conversations with people, and for whatever reason, that doesn't happen. But this time it did.
You know, we did that one song. We started off with one tune.
Yep.
And it was like, this is really good. I think we need to do a few more. And that's how it happened. It was amazing how it came together so easily.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I think people will notice about the record is that there's 10 songs, and I started 5 songs, and you started 5 songs.
Right.
And it's pretty easy to figure out who did which.
Yeah, but
so here's a guitar song and here's a keyboard song.
but you know, each other's contributions, like your contributions on mine, are so amazing. You know, and
Thanks.
And it's really cool. And the other cool thing is that so many albums have so many different artists and different producers and everything. And on this one, it's just us. We're playing everything. You know.
I think when you collaborate with somebody, it's weird. Sometimes you want to color inside the line of whatever you think yourself is, and then sometimes you want to take whatever the line is and kind of throw it out the window. And I think in this case for me, I definitely threw it out the window. I was just like, what does it need? And, you know, instead of being sort of Michael Whalen, sonic maximalist or whatever it is, like, I was just like picking like moments, because I mean, honestly, the guitar you did is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, once we had that first song, it was kind of like a sonic template in a way. You know, I mean, once we had that first tune, it was like it was easy to know what to do on the other songs. You know what I mean? It was like we had that template, and it just became easy.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, this is not a problem. I never had, for my, you know, to add guitar parts to your tunes, I never had to think very long on it. It was like, I can hear what it needs. And
even with those funny chord changes?
Yeah. Well, I love those chord changes. I mean, it's fun. You know, I like a bit of a challenge. But but you know, after that first song, it just felt like we've got a sound, and it was easy to, whatever we did, we will fit in with that template and that sound, and we carried it through.
Well, here's something we haven't even talked about, which is, I wanted to experiment with something. One of my all-time favorite tunes, instrumental tunes ever, is Bob James's Angela, which was the theme for Taxi.
Oh, right, Taxi.
With the recorder.
Yeah. Yes.
And I always wanted to kind of play with that sound. And then when I used it on Two Shores, I was like, oh, I really like this. And so it showed up on 3 more songs on the album.
Yeah.
I remember when I sent you the note about playing bass, it's almost like you can hear someone's hesitation, and they're like, bass. Talk about that, because I think the bass playing on the record is really cool. You do such a great job with that.
Oh, thanks. Well, you know, I do like playing bass. You know, it takes me a little while to get in the groove. One of the problems is I use these long nails for the guitar.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy playing bass, and it was fun. It wasn't a chore at all. It was fun, you know, and easy again, you know, since we had that sound in our heads, it was pretty easy to know what to do.
The thing that I really like about this record is that it's all about the details.
Yeah.
Because so much of it was, for me, was sort of like holding back and saying, well, maybe it only needs a electric piano part. The thing that I found amazing about the guitar tracks I got from you was many of the songs were done as either a single track, or maybe you sent me 2 tracks total. So you're doing like the intro, all the comping, your solo, more comping, the bridge, all as a single track. And when I've worked with other guitar players, it doesn't go that way. You know, and so this idea you do like a complete pass of your performance, it was astounding.
Well, it just makes it a lot easier. I know I've worked with a lot of other musicians who send lots of tracks, and it's very time consuming to go through them. I mean, it's nice to have all the options.
Yeah.
But I always like, you know, the idea of having a one solid track that goes all the way through. And then you can add on some color, you know, for some other tracks. But yeah, I mean, it's an organic sounding record, and even though there's lots of electronics on it. It's an organic electronic sound, you know.
Yeah.
It's very warm, you know, and very friendly, yeah.
The thing that I really, really liked about your parts was this. I love this the solid takes you did, but you played with so much economy that I found myself saying, okay, let me fit into this, and how can I make some choices that are going to blend and kind of work inside of what you're doing. But also, like you said, we had kind of come up with sort of a sonic template and said, okay, do I want to push out on this, or do I want to kind of just keep making the colors kind of flow from there? And so for me, it became about focus and discipline. This is all it needs. We're good at it.
Right.
So the funny part for me, you know, because people know me as a keyboardist, is that there's way more percussion tracks than keyboard tracks on this record.
And they're great percussion tracks.
Thank you.
They are really good, yeah. I mean,
it's been really interesting talking to people about my percussion thing, because
well, you started as a drummer, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
So when I was 5, I started as a drummer, and then I played, and then I moved to New York City, and then I became professional, and then I started meeting all these famous drummers, and then I let my sort of drum thing go. And about 4 years ago, I made a real commitment to get back into it. And so I thought for this project, I thought it actually worked out really well, because it wanted a feel, it wanted a vibe, it didn't want too much, it wanted a little kick here and a little kick there and a little this, whatever. But at the end of the day, if no one even notices the percussion, I'm really good.
Yeah. Well, it's there, you know, listening to all those tracks, there's nothing, well, including the keyboards, there's nothing that stands out as too much, you know what I mean? There's a lot of economy in the whole album, which I think is nice. It keeps it open and bigger in a way, you know. Sometimes when there's not as much going on, it can be bigger, but I'm really happy, and your mixes are fantastic.
Thank you. The thing that I love so much about this record is how optimistic it is.
It is. It has a real positive vibe on every song. I mean, there are moments that are kind of moody, but it's still very positive, you know, and uplifting. There was some. We were listening to the track in the studio, and it was like, man, that's chicken skin. You know, we call that goosebumps in Hawaii.
Chicken skin. That's a good thing. Yeah. Because in New York City, if you say you have chicken skin, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, so. Right. No, in Hawaii, oh, brah, chicken skin, brah, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. It was like, oh man, I just got goosebumps hearing that. It was like, you know, and things like goosebumps and tears, you know, they don't lie. You know, those were, you know, we were saying those were real emotions. So. Yeah. For me to hear it back, something that I spent so much time working on, and to hear it back and have that visceral reaction.
Well, it's been a great experience. So.
Yeah, man. Super fun. We'll do it again for sure.
Well, you know, but the next song we do is going to have to be called Chicken Skin. So.